Awesome. Okay. We are getting started soon on our Q&A portion. Hope you all had fun. We're definitely experimenting with online games, so we know that it's not the same as playing it in person, but hope you guys still had fun. There'll be an opportunity at the end to fill out a feedback form, and there'll be a great chance to let us know what games you want to see for our next event and what you thought about this event. So yeah, I will send out who all won and stuff at the end of the Q&A session. But first, we're just going to go ahead and hop on in. Panelists, if you all are ready, I'm going to have you all introduce yourself. And actually, Narudi is going to be moderating our Q&A session. So yeah, go ahead.
Okay, great. So we're basically going to do a Q&A panel now. We'll be asking a few questions, and you guys will get a chance to get some feedback, as well as some great tips and advice from our panels. And hopefully you guys, get your questions answered and have some fun along in the process. But we'll go ahead and start with introductions. So Sarah, you want to start us off?
I hope you said introductions because I didn't really hear what you said.
Yeah, introduction.
Yeah, again, I'm Sarah. I'm a fourth year chemie. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I don't know what else to say. What else?
You can say favorite dessert.
Oh, favorite dessert. Cheesecake or yeah, cheesecake.
Lauren, would you like to?
Hi, I'm Lauren. You'll have to bear with me because my virtual background just doesn't work, but we got a shirt now, so it's okay. But I'm a second year environmental engineering major, and my pronouns are she, her, and hers. And my favorite dessert is definitely brownies. I was really craving them earlier, so.
Hey everyone, I'm Bhargavi. I'm a second year biomedical engineering major. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and my favorite dessert is probably cheesecake as well.
Hi everyone, my name is Athena. I actually graduated from PGE this last school year. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and my favorite dessert is probably tiramisu.
Hi, my name is Harshita. I'm a second year aerospace engineering major. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and my favorite dessert is literally anything with chocolate in it, probably brownies, cheesecake. I'm craving all of that.
Hi everyone, I'm Morgan. I'm a third year EC. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I'm from Houston, Texas. I love going to the beach. I love long walks. I love singing in the rain. Please hit me up if that's what you are looking for. My favorite dessert has been the classic diner cake from Dessert Gallery recently.
Awesome. Low-key, I was craving desserts, so that's why I kind of was asking you guys about desserts, because I'm craving dessert. But we'll go ahead and get started with our panel. The first question is, how has SWE helped you in college? And anyone is feel free to answer. Anybody can start.
Okay, I guess I'll start. I think the biggest way SWE has helped me in college is it's just really helped me find a community at UT. So whether it be people in my major to help me with my actual schoolwork, or people outside my major just to support me and help me forget about school or hang out and kind of de-stress or things like that. But also a lot of them are super hardworking, inspirational, successful women who really challenge you and motivate you to pursue your own dreams. So I think that's the biggest way they've helped
me. I'd say that SWE has really helped me not only with community, but also in terms of career. Sorry, if you hear that, that's my dad. He's sneezing in the back. But basically, I was fortunate that when I graduated, even though obviously COVID happened, I was able to get a job prior to that and keep that job. So I was able to make those connections for my career through SWE. And yeah, that's been something really helpful. All of my internships have been through SWE. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And for me, SWE was kind of one of the first ways I got involved on campus. And so it was a great way for me to meet new people. And of course, the food at the meetings were awesome. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much.
I agree. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I was just gonna agree with Bhargavi. Yeah, SWE's definitely been like the first opportunity for me to connect with like the campus and to connect with people that like I don't have classes with and that I don't live in the same dorm as. And at least for me personally, I'm an out-of-state student and I'm from California, and I was really, really homesick like honestly, the whole first semester. And going to SWE meetings and like seeing how welcoming everyone was just so great for me, and it helped me like with my homesickness because I felt like I had found a community.
Well, I'm glad to know that SWE has helped you guys in some way or form. But so the second question I actually had for you guys was, Expo is coming up next week, and I'm sure that everybody is getting a little bit stressed out or overwhelmed or just have general questions about it. I know I do. So I was wondering, what is an internship or what is Expo, and like what are some tips and tricks you guys have dealing with it?
I would say one tip on Expo is like, please go, please talk to people, please mess up, because you are going to be like the first time you talk, you're going to be so nervous and you're going to feel so embarrassing. And afterwards you're going to be like, why did I say that? But you just have to keep doing it, because eventually you won't care that you said something weird. You're probably going to still say weird stuff, but you're like, you won't care anymore. You'll be a lot more relaxed. And instead of coming off like some kid to a recruiter, you're going to come off like, I guess, a college student, which is an upgrade from a kid, but like a real person instead of someone who's super nervous and like shaking in their seat.
Anybody else?
So for the first years that don't know, Expo is our career fair for engineering through UT. So a lot of the recruiters that come, when they come to campuses, they have a certain number of spots that they're looking to fill. And so they come to UT because they want a certain number of UT students. So first and foremost, they're here to look for you, which is really important. It's something that's great about our sort of career resources. The second thing is that they are also aware of where you're at, right? This is a difficult time. And also, they've been in your shoes before, looking for jobs, looking for internships. So, recruiters, even though it may seem really scary, they're actually really nice. And they'll remember you too. They'll remember your face and your name year after year, because this is what they do. They go around to universities and to different organizations even. So yeah, take advantage of, the resources that we have. I know there's probably a lot of events for career within SWE, but also within the UT Cockrell School. So definitely take advantage of anything coming from ECAC, which is our Engineering Career Assistance Center, especially because they'll be helping hosting the actual career fair. They'll most likely have some really good events as well.
Yeah, I know WEP and EOE are hosting an Expo 101 workshop, I want to say tomorrow. So that's a really good way to get an introduction to what Expo is and a little bit more about like the specific details since it's virtual this year. I'd say like my advice is just go talk to everyone you can, just like learn more about all the companies that come to Expo, because there's so many and I don't even know what a lot of them do still. And then also, if you're a first year, like do not stress if you don't find an internship. Like it's okay, finding an internship your first year is super rare, so don't be too stressed out about it. I'd say focus your Expo time more on just learning about all the companies and practicing selling yourself and your elevator pitch, and just kind of getting into the swing of talking to a recruiter and talking to professional adult people and like not being terrified.
Expo is a really good opportunity, and it's something that everybody, I think, should take a chance if they get it. They should definitely go and try it out. So obviously we have a lot of first year students here, and I was wondering if each one of you guys could tell us your number one study tip when it comes to just schoolwork and academics in general.
I can go first. So this is something that I've been doing since the end of high school, and I've been doing it since I started in college, is making, like, I'm a very detail oriented and creative artistic person. So I, at the end or before an exam, I go back through my notes and try to summarize the concepts, make kind of like a concept map, if you will, highlight, formulas, just make like a condensed study sheet before each exam for each class. And then when I go to take the final, I already have a review of the whole semester, but in 6 pages rather than a whole notebook's worth. So that's definitely my study tip.
I'd say for me, if I think about everything that I tried in college, I'd say the most helpful was actually reaching out to my TAs and professors. I don't know what that'll look like this year for y'all, but if they do host like office hours as usual, I would highly recommend going to those and asking as many questions as you can, even though you might feel a little bit intimidated to do that. Most professors are really, really nice about that. And they totally understand, when you're learning something for the first time, it's going to be much more difficult than for somebody who's been teaching it for like how many years, right? So definitely take advantage of your professors and your other teaching assistants, because often your TAs will be a little bit more accessible since your professors are like heading research and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely ask for help whenever you need it. And don't feel bad about asking for help, because everybody needs it at some point.
Yeah, my advice is kind of along the same lines as Athena. It's go to office hours. I know it can be really scary. I honestly didn't go to office hours for like the first 2 years of while I was at college, and then I started going last year. It like changed my life, especially now that it's on Zoom. It's like even less intimidating because you can like sit in the back of the Zoom room with your camera off and just listen to other people's questions, even if like you're not really sure what you want to ask, or you don't have a specific question because you don't really understand. You can listen to what other people are asking and kind of figure out how to do your work or figure out what's going on from what they're asking. And then, when you build up the confidence to ask your own questions, you're already there. So I definitely, it's changed my life, made my life so much better. I recommend 10 out of 10.
I have advice like kind of along the same lines of like ask for help when you need it. In addition to going to office hours and talking to your professors, there's a lot of opportunities for tutoring from the GE classes, the general engineering classes. I don't know if they're still open, but I know they start next week. So it's like kind of like a study hall, and you can ask them for help. And they had tutoring in the EER, which I think it's virtual now. And there's just a lot of different opportunities for tutoring and getting help, and I'd highly, highly recommend looking into those.
I think for me, my number one study tip would probably be to make a study schedule, because personally, I really need to work on like more my organization skills. So having like a schedule of what exactly to study and where I can find certain resources really helps, and it really helps for studying before a test or a quiz.
I would say if you have the time, and I know sometimes you're crunching and you're like trying to get your homework done really fast or like study in a limited amount of time, but if you have the time, really take the time to like try out whatever you're doing by yourself with like no one else's help, because that's going to be like the most efficient way for you to learn it. Having said that, you can of course go bum off the answer someone, and then you'll also probably learn it that way. But if you like really like spend the time, Nurity, don't make that face. If you really like spend the time to like go through it by yourself and figure it all out, it's going to like stay in your memory way longer.
Absolutely. Just like Morgan said. Definitely.
Yeah, but no shame if you gotta bum it off someone. Like, no shame.
Absolutely. So thank you guys so much for giving really good study tips, I think. We're going to go ahead and open up the floor now. So if anybody here has a question for anyone, we have alumni here. We also have fourth year students as well as officers. And we even have Morgan, who's actually co-oping. So if you guys have any questions about anything, feel free to ask them. Either you can text it in the chat or feel free to unmute yourself and ask. Yeah. Does anybody have any questions?
Hi, my name's Soraya. I'm a freshman. I came in late, so like I don't know if you guys have already talked about it, but I was wondering like how are you guys going to be like active in SWE or SWE during like the pandemic? Because like I know you guys do like outreach and all that stuff. So how are you guys planning to do that?
I can start. I was trying to fix my background, but I'm just all purple now, but it's okay. My floating eyes and floating mouth can try to help you out. So I'm the social chair, and we're in like recruitment season right now. But as we get further on into the year, we're planning a lot of really fun events, and we're doing a lot of joint events with other organizations. So we're working on a fall Halloween kind of one. So we're going to have different ways, and this is goes for each branch, but just on the social side of things. Wow, I'm really just floating eyes. We're still going to have lots of events, but nothing like too overwhelming. And then having joint events with other organizations will be a great way to meet other people even outside of SWE and within SWE. So just keep your head out for those.
Absolutely. I think there was a question in the chat asking what is a co-op. So Morgan, could you kind of speak over it? And Sarah, feel free to pitch in. I know you also done one.
Yeah, so a co-op, from my understanding of it, is basically doing an internship, but during the school year. So you're taking a semester off to work. So I'm going to be working for 17 weeks in a refinery, which is fun because sometimes I'm like, things could blow up and I wouldn't be able to do anything about it. I know a lot of places, if you're working like in a refinery, in a chemical plant, something like that, they like to do a lot of co-ops. I'm trying to think of what other industries like co-ops. I'm not sure. Sarah, do you have any input on that?
I do not know. A lot of like refineries, chemical companies.
The danger factor of being in a refinery is kind of fun.
That's
You know
awesome.
what I mean?
I would just like to say that if you are in a refinery, you're probably following like OSHA standards.
No, yeah, you are. Yeah.
It's perfectly
safe.
Hey, but what if an alligator's in one of the tanks? Like,
Okay, I
Probably
also
be
worked for
dead.
16 weeks in a refinery. You'll be fine, I promise.
no, yeah, you'll be totally fine.
You'll be
It's just
totally
like
fine.
you hear a bunch of
You're
loud
wearing
machinery
a lot
around
of
you all the
protective
time.
equipment. Everyone's very safe. You will not blow up. You'll be
The best
Gucci.
thing I've heard about doing a co-op is you get a break from school.
You do
Yes,
get a break
that's
from
true.
school. It's pretty
That
nice.
is
If you're
true.
feeling that sophomore slump, that burnout, maybe look
Do a
into
co-op.
a co-op. Yeah.
That's actually really cool advice. Not gonna lie, kind of interested now. Not exactly a refinery, but interested in a co-op. One student actually also asked a question regarding what is an elevator pitch for Expo, or what should an elevator pitch for Expo sound like or be like? Do you guys have any tips on how to write one? Anyone?
So an elevator pitch is basically like a very quick summary of who you are as an introduction to a recruiter. So basically, mine when I was a college student was, hi, my name is Athena Ko. I'm a fourth year majoring in petroleum engineering at the University of Texas at Austin. And I'm interested in looking for internships, specifically in the oil and gas industry. I'm interested in reservoir engineering because I did an internship last summer with Occidental Petroleum in their Permian Enhanced Oil Recovery unit. And, you can go on if you'd like, or you could stop there depending on what your personal background is. But it's basically just a very high level summary of who you are, what you study, and what you want to do.
Yeah, so usually you give like a little, like who you are, what you want to study, all that stuff. You can give a little background on your internships, or you can also talk about like things you do on campus. So I always throw in there like, I'm super involved on campus, like with SWE, or like other orgs I'm doing, or just like projects I've worked on at school, maybe, or, you can say you run on a main-mester. So like, it's just anything you've done that's like kind of cool and might get the recruiter's attention. So yeah, it's just brief, like 30 seconds. It doesn't have to be longer than that. Just a little, tell them about you. What's up? Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much. Like they both said, an elevator pitch is very simple, just basic information that they should know kind of about you. And just Expo, like for many of you guys that are first year students, Expo is supposed to be really fun and exciting. I know this year it is virtual, but it is still just as exciting and definitely something that is worth trying it out if it is your first time going. That being said, thank you guys so much to the panelists for being here and answering so many questions we had for you guys. Normally I would ask for a round of applause, but I'm not sure how that works in terms of Zoom. So instead, if you guys all would be willing to put like the clapping hands symbol emoji, that would be fantastic. I gotta figure out where that is also, but I will get there in a second. I found it. There we go. Awesome. So thank you guys so much to the panelists. Iris, do you have anything else last minute?
Yeah, okay, real quick. You can go ahead and start scanning this, but I'm just going to say that for the Around the World game, everyone did a really good job. It actually ended up being tied between Breakout Room 1, which was Anisha, Ashley, Aisha, Brooke, Katrina, and Kayla, and Breakout Room 4, which was Hrini, Jackie, Lauren, Tanya, and Somya. So everyone got 18 right in both of the groups. And everyone missed, like, across the board, like everyone missed number 19. Which was actually the Alamo. And I feel like that one was hard to see, but y'all did such a good job. Way to go. So yeah, so this is our event feedback form that will be for all of our events. Please let us know what you liked, what you didn't like. That way we can make sure that we're putting on better events for you all in this virtual environment. We want to make sure that you can get the most out of SWE and that we're providing that for you all. And for those of you who have seen this on our Instagram and our Facebook, as well as our website and Slack, we are doing a recruitment bingo. You get to cross off things off the list based off the events that you go to. So the emoji that you need to use to fill out for this event, for this welcome night event, is a roller coaster emoji. Obviously, it's going to look different on everyone's phone, but just anything that kind of resembles that works. You can use like any copy and paste like app that you have, or when I guess if you really can't find one, you can always just draw it in if you're really talented. We use Fonto, but whatever works for you, just go ahead and mark that off so that you get credit for coming to this event. So yeah, oh, Lauren also sent out a thing in the chat. So that has more information about how to fill out the bingo and if you have any questions. But that is it for us. We are like a minute after 8, so I want to be respectful of everyone's time because I know y'all probably all have Zoom fatigue. So thank you all so much for coming, and yeah, you're welcome to head out and go on with your night. But yeah, thank you all so much. We loved having you here.